This meeting is being held in accordance with Public Law of 1975, Chapter 231. An adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by notice sent to the Star Ledger, the local source, and posted in the main lobby of the municipal building and on the Township website. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for servicemen here and abroad. Thank you. Roll call.
Mayor Huber?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Du Bois?
Yes.
Committeeman Capides?
Here.
Committeewoman Stampoulis? Here. Committeewoman Vassallo? Here.
Proclamation. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, proclamation.
No problem.
Proclamation. October is Breast Cancer Month, Awareness Month. The proclamation, mental illness awareness, and first Maria will do the one for breast cancer.
Thank you, Mayor. Before I read this proclamation, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to read this proclamation. Breast cancer has hit home for me. My mother was originally diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 58, and unfortunately a few years later died because of the cancer. She did not die from breast cancer per se, but it metastasized to other organs within her body. So she had unfortunately died as a result of that. I think in the past 21 years we've made strides for awareness, but I'm sure a lot more, you know, and I'm sure everybody here can attest to it or know somebody that has it. We've made great strides, but a lot more needs to be done, and we need to continue to keep our awareness of this and to raise awareness of breast cancer, because if you fall by the wayside, unfortunately a lot of women say, not this year, I won't get checked. And that's not really the best thing for women. They have to continue to get mammograms and make sure they know their health. So with that, I'd like to read this proclamation.
And men.
And men as well. You're
yes.
absolutely right. You're right. And you know, we don't talk that much about men having breast cancer, but unfortunately genetics is a very tricky thing, and they don't care. God does not care if you're a man, a woman, what your genetic makeup is. You can unfortunately be diagnosed with cancer at any time. So thank you, Mayor, for mentioning that. So with that, I'd like to read this proclamation. Whereas October 2018 is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and October 19th, 2018 is National Mammography Day. And whereas breast cancer is the most common cancer among women and kills more women in the United States than any other cancer except lung cancer. And whereas in 2018, an estimated 226,970 new cases of invasive breast cancer are expected to be diagnosed in women in the U.S. and 39,510 breast cancer deaths. And whereas while breast cancer in men is rare, it does happen, with an estimated 2,200 new cases of breast cancer expected to be diagnosed in men in 2018. And whereas death rates from breast cancer have been declining, these decreases are thought to be the result of treatment advances, earlier detection through screening, and increased awareness of and mammography is the best available method of detecting breast changes that may be cancerous. And whereas pink ribbons have been the symbol of the fight against breast cancer since 1993, now, therefore, I, Maria Vassallo, Committeewoman of the Township of Springfield, on behalf of the entire Township Committee, do hereby proclaim October 2018 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month and October 19th, 2018 as Mammography Day. Thank you.
Erica will read the proclamation.
Proclamation for Mental Illness Awareness Week, which is October 7th through the 13th, 2018. Whereas mental health is a part of the overall health, with 1 in 5 adults experiencing a mental health problem in any given year, and approximately 1/2 of chronic mental illness beginning by the age of 14 and 3/4 by the age of 24. And whereas suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States, and the 2nd leading cause among young adults, and 90% of people who die by suicide have an underlying mental illness. And whereas long delays, sometimes decades, often occur between the time symptoms first appear and when individuals get help, and early identification and treatment can make a difference in successful management of mental illness and recovery. And whereas it is important to maintain mental health and learn the symptoms of mental illness in order to get help when it is needed. And whereas every citizen and community can make a difference in helping end the silence and the stigma that for too long has surrounded mental illness and discouraged people from getting help. And whereas public education and civic activities can encourage mental health and help improve the lives of individuals and families affected by mental illness. Now therefore be it resolved, I, Erica Du Bois, Deputy Mayor of the Township of Springfield, on behalf of the Township Committee, do hereby proclaim October 7th through 13th, 2018 as Mental Illness Awareness Week, Wednesday, October 10th as World Mental Health Day, and Thursday, October 11th as National Depression Screening Day in the Township of Springfield in order to shine a light on mental illness and fight the stigma, provide support and educate the public, and advocate for equal care. So obviously this has been an issue that has been near and dear to my heart since I've been on the committee, and I am grateful for the support of everyone up here for supporting this issue. If you have a family member or a friend that is dealing with a mental illness, you know how difficult it is, and I just think the more we talk about it, the more as a community we talk about it, it just helps. You never know who's listening and who might hear you and who might feel that they are comfortable in reaching out and getting help because they feel comfortable in the environment that we are providing in our township. So I would like to thank everyone up here and anyone who might be watching that's involved with the initiative that we've been doing in the town. I appreciate all of their help as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Tuesday, October 16th is the last day to register to vote for the general election. Township clerk's office will be open until midnight, until 8 p.m.
Coffee for Linda.
Will be 8 p.m. Tuesday, till 8 p.m. Tuesday, October 30th is the last day to apply by mail for a mail-in ballot for the general election. Okay, flu shots. Wednesday, October 17th, 12:30 to 2, and Tuesday, October 30th, 6 to 7:30, and it will all be at Chisholm Community Center. No fee for vaccines for residents. Bring your new Medicare card and wear short sleeves. Okay. The candidates forum will be Monday, October 22nd at 7 p.m. in this room right here in the courtroom. Halloween group spectacular. Yeah. Sunday.
We make up words. It's fun.
Sunday, October 28th. Doors open at 12:30 for costume contest pre-registration, and that's also at Chisholm Center. Can I have public comment on agenda items only? Anything on the agenda anybody want to talk about? Seeing none, I'll close that portion. Reports, finance.
I'd like to make a motion to approve payroll vouchers and period from September 26, 2018 to October 9, 2018 in the amount of $1,737,584.19.
I second.
Committeewoman Stampolis.
Yes.
Committeeman Papadies.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Du Bois.
Yes.
Committeewoman Vassallo.
Yes.
Mayor Hugh.
Yes. Okay. Some reports.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the regular executive meeting minutes of August 14, 2018 as emailed.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Any abstain?
Erica,
Yeah.
you weren't here.
Oh, you're right. I abstained.
Linda, was I not here on September 11th?
Yeah, you were
correct?
not.
Regular, oh, I'm sorry.
I move to adopt the regular and executive meeting minutes of September 11th, 2018 as emailed.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any objections? Any abstain?
Abstain.
Note that, right? Okay. Oh, accept the special meeting minutes of August 15th, 2018, Boone County, Solid Waste Advisory Committee, as submitted. Any problem? New business ordinances.
Okay, ordinance 2018-17. This ordinance amends the code of the township, chapter 35, land use regulations, to effectuate the consent order amending final declaratory judgment of compliance and repose to establish future income limits entered by the Superior Court of New Jersey by amending section 35-34 Affordable Housing Ordinance by the Township Committee, Township of Springfield, County of Union, New Jersey.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 2018-17 for first reading as read by Madam Clerk
I second.
for publication in local source October 18, 2018 with a final hearing on November 5th, 2018.
I second.
Discussion? Maria?
No?
Good.
Nope.
Diane? All right, roll call, please.
Committeeman Capides.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dubois.
Yes.
Committeewoman Stampoulis. Committeewoman Vassallo.
Yes.
Mayor Huber.
Yes.
Bond ordinance. This is a redo, I will explain this, of a bond ordinance that was passed earlier where I forgot, sorry, to notice it for first reading in the paper. So bond counsel just said to do it over. Okay?
The nerve, Linda.
I know. 2018-18, bond ordinance to authorize the making of various public improvements in the acquisition of new additional or replacement equipment and machinery, new information technology equipment, new communication and signal systems equipment, and new automotive vehicles, including original apparatus and equipment in by and for the township, to appropriate the sum of $5,034 to pay costs thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in the anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance 2018-28 as read by Madam Clerk, publication in the local source for October 18, 2018, with a final hearing on November 5th.
I second.
Discussion? Maria?
No.
Okay. Roll call.
Committeewoman Stampoulis. Committeeman Capides.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dubois.
Yes.
Committeewoman Vassallo.
Yes.
Mayor Huber.
Yes. Okay. Resolutions, 2018, just pull it out if you want me to stop, pull it out. 2018, 255, 256, 257,
Oh, 256, can you pull it real quick? Just,
yeah,
thank you. Yeah.
257, 2018, 258,
258, pull it real quick.
2018, 259, 2018, 260. I have a motion for those.
I'll make a motion to approve resolutions 2018 to 255, 257, 259, and 260.
I second.
Roll call.
Committeeman Capides.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dubois.
Yes.
Committeewoman Stampoulis.
Yes.
Committeewoman Vassallo.
Yes.
Mayor Huber.
Yes. Want to read 256?
Resolution 2018-256. This resolution approves the hourly rates for part-time, non-union employees in the Recreation Department.
I just pulled it just for transparency, just so the public can understand. Mayor, this
Oh,
is,
wait, before, within the motion.
oh,
Oh.
wait, sorry.
I move resolution 2018-256 as read by Madam Clerk.
I'll second that.
Okay, now, discussion. Yeah.
That's okay. Just because I know we have such a large audience, that I figured I'd bring it up. Anytime I see anything about personnel or rates, I want to just make sure that we keep it transparent for the public. This is just something to establish rates for employees within the recreation department. So we did have somebody help help us for marketing for our pool a few months back. So I just want people to understand that this is really for a rate increase. Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Right, okay. If you want to just, right, I just want the public to understand that. And you know what, and the same thing I believe for
roll call on,
Yes, 256.
256. Deputy Mayor DuBois,
Yes.
Committeewoman Stampoulis, Committeeman Capides.
Yes.
Committeewoman Vassallo.
Yes.
Mayor Huber.
Yes.
Okay, and this is,
258.
I
258.
make a motion to approve resolution 2018-258, resolution to authorize township administrator to hire Judd Levinson as temporary part-time employee.
Second.
All right, discussion.
Yeah, I just wanted, just for the public understanding of, you know, anytime
Yeah.
we see something like this, so they understand there's a reason for, for bringing on this individual to help us.
Yes, absolutely. In the Hershey building, we've had several thousands of case files, that were water damaged at any one given time, that have been sitting, in a secured area in that building. We need to be able to we need to go through them to either save or destroy them to clear that space, and get them out of that building, as we do not have any room for them. Plus, there's the possibility of some of them being contaminated, with mold.
So I was there's water damage, right, to those files?
Right, there had been water damage, so they've been stored there. Detective Lieutenant Levinson, who's now retired, any case that's there has been active during his career in the Detective Bureau, and he's got the mind of an elephant, doesn't forget anything. I have personal experience with that. And he's also very fluent in the rules and regulations of what can be destroyed, the time limits on when it has to be saved by, etc. And he's also been trained in dealing with items that are contaminated. So due to his experience with all that, and him going through those files would certainly expedite it, as opposed to even myself going through them. I'd have to look, it would take me 3 or 4 times as long as it would take him to do this. So that's why we brought him on to as quickly as possible, to get that large pile either separated where we can then scan it and destroy it, or I believe a majority of it, 80% probably will just go to the shredder.
Okay.
So I requested him because of his expertise and what we have.
Being that he's actually vetted, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, plus he's vetted, because it is all confidential
Right.
matters as well.
Yep.
So, and it's nothing he hasn't seen already. That's why I'm asking for his using.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Cook, I just have a question. When we clear that area out of these files, how much room would we obtain, and what could we do with that room once those files are out?
It's probably close to half the size of this room, maybe a little bit smaller than half.
Okay. And
The room would be opened up for whatever DPW may need it for.
But there might be mold remediation maybe needed if there's damage, right?
If it is, it's all contained within the files, which are in boxes, secured in boxes, so. And yeah, and we'll be very cautious how it's handled, but,
Okay, all right, thank you.
sooner the better that it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. All right, thank you.
And roll call, please.
Okay, Committeeman Capides.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor DuBois.
Yes.
Committeewoman Stampoulis. Committeewoman Vassallo.
Yes.
Mayor Huber.
Yes. All right. Does that, we did correspondence. JCP&L, public hearing, October 23rd, 3:30 to 5:30, Morris County Administration Building, and Port Street, Morristown, right? PSE&G, notice of filing, excuse me, a petition for approval for clean energy, future energy efficiency, program recovery of associated costs. All right, and notice of opposed membership to NJLM. Any unfinished business we got?
Just really quick, Mayor, I know this probably has to be deferred to the attorney, because of the sensitivity maybe surrounding personnel issues, but can you give us an update on what's going on with our business administrator and our search?
Mr.
Just
Mayor,
because
may
I know there's some sensitivity to it, so rather than making a big discussion.
had the position posted. Several sources, including the New Jersey League of Municipalities website, it had opened and it had closed. We've gotten several, I want to say about, conservatively, about 40 resumes from all over the state, including out of state. Me and Committeewoman Stampoulis, we met. We whittled it down to, I think, maybe perhaps 12, and we will be interviewing those people this week, tomorrow, and
With the assistance of our clerk.
So hopefully by next meeting,
yeah.
they will bring 3 to us, and we will go forward, discuss it, and.
The top three
Yeah.
applicants? Okay.
We're gonna go for the bottom.
Yeah,
We don't want to
exactly.
reach too high.
Exactly. So we received about 30 and we have about, we're gonna interview about how many people?
We received about 40, and we're gonna interview
Well,
12.
12. So out of those 12, without looking back at the other resumes, that was your decision.
Okay, now I'll open up to public, anything at all. Well, say your name, your address, and
Hi, my name is Art Weintraub, 47 Smithfield Drive in Springfield. Anyway, I guess most of you know that I'm involved with the issue of the Church Mall redevelopment. And during the course of the initial hearings with the planning board, question came up by, I believe it was the chairman, as to why the purchasers didn't purchase the Sarah Bailey building, right? Or why didn't they make an offer on it? Anyway, I was told at that time from the administrator, which was Ziad, that it wasn't for sale. In any event, the reason why I'm here now, I still represent the purchasers, and there seems to be interest in purchasing that building. Very similar to, I guess, there's the Century 21, and there's a parking lot that the town is somehow merging with that Century 21 building. This is something that would make that complete subdivision, if you will, all the buildings all congruent and squared. It would be squared off if there's a way that we can actually come to an agreement.
Township committee, I'm not gonna say we're here.
Because you know because
We talked about it, we had discussions about it, you know, and at that time I think we voted, we had a vote, but the township committee at that time decided not to sell it. They wanted to keep it to see if there was a lot of people, the vets were.
I was the commander.
All right, well, the vets were interested in purchasing it, or taking it, fixing it up, and for disability, right? Someone wanted arts, that, and all that. That's why the township committee at that time said, no, maybe we'll discuss it again.
Fast forward, right now you have, frankly, you have the building sitting there. Frankly, you talked about mold. I'm sure it's full of it. I was the commander there for 3 years. You know, the vets. But I will say that by allowing it to go private, now you have some income coming in. The town doesn't have to do about taking it down. You know, you're talking about, you know, a rateable as opposed to nothing. And if it went for something else, really, it wouldn't be congruent to the area. And you have,
Willing to discuss it.
sure, yeah. And you have, I mean, you know how to contact me, I'm sure. You know how to contact me if you know. Thank you, Mayor. Of course.
So you want to try.
All right, thanks a lot.
Right. Anybody else have anything at all? Well,
Sayuda, 97 Colfax Road. Okay. Hey, I'm here to request a video surveillance camera to be pursued or discussed to be installed on the corner of Colfax and Denham, right there. The reason for this is on July 4th at 1:30 in the morning, 5 neighbors had all their tires slashed. Well, I had all my tires slashed on 2 cars. 4 other neighbors were attacked also. The damage to my car was over $5,000. We discussed it with the police, filed a report. The police said, "You have a camera?" They didn't have cameras. Okay, so everyone went out and bought cameras. We believe the problem is local. We believe the perpetrator is a local person, and we feel he's going to strike again. This problem has, for me and my other neighbors, we haven't slept at night. We watch until 2 in the morning to make sure that the person doesn't come around again to slash our tires, and this has been going on since July 4th, okay? So I wanted to bring it to you to investigate this, because we feel that if a camera, any type of surveillance camera, was put, feasible one, cost feasible, was put on the corner of Colfax and Denham, pointing up Colfax Road, up the hill, we would feel safer. Over $8,000 in damage was done to cars, which is a felony, okay, felony, what do you call it? I forgot the word, but it is a felony, it's over the amount, so. And I believe that this should come to the attention of the board, and they should at least investigate it to protect the people on Colfax Road there.
Chief, when you have to investigate, you know,
Yeah, I know they investigated it, and we had discussed it. I don't recall where we left off of it, but I'll bring it up again with Sergeant Randall.
And just, if I could ask a question, since July 4th, I know 5 neighbors tire smash, obviously that's an incredible occurrence, but since July 4th, how many unfortunate incidents have you had in that neighborhood? Estimation.
0. You want to ask about before?
Yeah, well, July, you said, you referenced back to July 4th, where you had a,
Used that. You never used the word, ask me about before.
Okay,
I spoke
I'll
about
bite.
July 4th.
What happened before July 4th?
I stood here 7 years ago. I've been in this town for 16 years. I stood here 7 years ago, and I told you about a perpetrator in the town. My wife witnessed the perpetrator kill a cat and dump it in a dumpster. We gave testimony to the ASPCA. Up in there.
yep, and
And you think it's the same person?
I don't know. I have to let the police decide that. But I have my opinion. And I sat out on July 4th in my underwear to tell the police on Colfax Road what happened in front of a lot of people that were on the street at 2 a.m. It was a big deal. And there's a lot of upset people on Colfax Road right now, because we just had our block party, and they want to know, is this going to stop?
first I've heard, to be honest with you, first I've heard of it.
I know.
Was there any violence, anybody probably prior to July 4th after this incident?
Yes, there was. Yes, there was, but I can't speak for the other neighbors.
Police department is aware of it?
Because the police department's well aware of it. Well aware of it.
And I'm not being a smart guy.
No.
My son had problems where he put the doorbell, the ring,
Yeah.
there is the, you know, so anything, and I put it on, you know, because I have problems also. I put the ring, and that goes right to your phone.
Yeah, I have 7 cameras that go to my phone right now.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know, but we will, chief will investigate it, and we'll get the chief a call, and give him a week to, and give him a call.
Yeah, because frankly, we're afraid this perpetrator has graduated to this type of violence, we believe, and we feel that the next will be our home. And I'm trying to stop that. I'm here again.
Yes,
So, okay?
we will do everything we can.
Thank you.
thank you.
Anyone else? Nothing, Mike? Can I ask you a question?
Is that allowed?
Can I
State
ask
your name, where do you live?
Oh, come on.
Might have to go on the other side.
Yeah, let's go to this. Oh, here we go, see?
No, I wanna, because I don't want Mike to think. No, because I do got good questions. Your questions are done? Oh, yeah, okay.
Mike Bartosh, 77 Tudor Court.
Never heard of him.
Your question, Mayor.
I know Sam got in touch with the people in your complex.
I was
Yes.
thinking
They were
about that
supposed to
the other
meet
day.
with, the people in the restaurant.
Longhorn.
Longhorn, okay. Have you had any problem since then with the rain? Because I mean, they were supposed to meet, we
Well,
talked,
it really hasn't rained.
well, I was worried about when, hurricane was coming and all that.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to worry about that when time comes.
Yeah, okay, because I didn't hear anything. I don't want you to think we just forgot about it.
No. I think Sam knows more than I do. Or I think I know more than Sam does, but I don't want to reveal it.
Okay.
I can tell you what I know. I get the two property owners to sit down and talk to each other. At first, there were some issues, but now they resolved the issues, and the owners of Longhorn, what I was told, they are fully cooperative, and they are going to come up with an agreement hopefully very soon. I talked to the apartment complex manager this morning, and she told me that they have a very good working relationship, and they're gonna come to an agreement to what to do.
Well, we'll see what happens. Okay, I do have two questions, though. I remember Sandy Weinstein, I think that was his last name,
Yes.
some years ago, brought up the Sarah Bailey building, and he brought up question of what was written on the deed, whether or not that property could be sold
I think it was.
by the town.
And we can sell it. I do.
We can sell it, that issue was resolved,
Yes.
there is nothing in the deed to prohibit the town from
Remember
selling it.
talking about
Okay. And my other question is, in reference to this resolution 2018-258, where it says does not include any benefits of any type except as required by statute. What does statute mean?
He's only gonna work 20 hours a week.
No, it's just the per hour rate that's,
Per hour wage, he's not gonna get.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
He's retired.
So he's not getting any medical benefits, pension, or whatever?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Anyone else?
Art Weintraub, 47 Smithfield Drive, Springfield, New Jersey. This has been something of a private concern in terms of Smithfield Drive. Smithfield Drive has become like the racetrack of Union County. There are no speed bumps there. People transgress right through Evergreen, where there are speed bumps. Then they come around the turn, and that's when they open up. I know there's been traffic counts, but you know, it's one person, one hit. The other day, there were little girls on their bicycles, and when this person came around the corner, almost nailed the little kid. There's got to be speed bumps on Smithfield Drive. There's got to be. I don't care if there's 200 people, 200 cars, or one car. There must be.
Unfortunate, but I live right across the street from this building, which is obviously where the police are, and I almost got hit today because somebody came flying down, so
You
people
need a
fly
speed
down
bump.
everywhere. So it's unfortunate, but people are always apparently in a rush, and people don't pay attention to, you know, traffic laws and speed limits, and we all,
Especially-
I know your street, absolutely, I know it's a cut through, kind of, to Evergreen, whatever.
Right.
But.
And it's a cut through.
Yeah.
Route 22. You have transient
But you got
traffic,
people
trucks.
speeding literally in front of the police station. Like, I swear, I almost got hit pulling out of my driveway today because somebody was doing like, coming around doing like 40, and it's insane.
Do you want me to have a speed bump put in? But,
I was almost at speed bump.
All right.
well, you know.
Well, the chief, send us some traffic officer over.
I'm sorry?
we've done studies there before, and it has to meet certain regulations as far as how much of a straightaway you just can't put, the tables in, especially when there's curbs involved. We've had enforcement there time and again, and I can tell you that probably at least 75% of the violators people who live in that area that have been stopped. But we do enforcement, and if we could do tables, we would have. I know we did a study there. obviously I wasn't prepared for that tonight, but,
I know there were studies, that's true, but what I don't see, frankly, I mean, radar trap, I mean, I had Mo out there, I don't know if you remember that, I have a fake cop, it was in the ground, it was all over the news, the radar gun, but it's a prop. You see everyone slowing down. Well, all you'd have to do is just a couple of times a month, maybe just to set up. Maybe that'll help. But I've never seen it in 17 years. Never. Thank you.
Jerry Fernandez, 393 Hillside Avenue. Couple of things real quick. The Sarah Bailey building, we had met in 2016 with the developers in that area, and some of the discussion had been, and it was just discussion, to see about putting senior housing there and have them, as part of the development, build it, lease it out to them for $1 a year or whatever it would be as long as they built it. But senior housing that consisted of like 1-bedroom studios, as you're aware, and I'm sure all of you are aware, there's seniors in town that do need help with housing. Some of them are being foreclosed on their homes. We have one woman that's 90 years old. And this had been very preliminary discussions, but it was one of the possibilities. Again, they were going to be set up sort of like dorm rooms. So just, very simple, but something that would give seniors, we were trying to see if we can do it for Springfield seniors. But we had to be careful because that led to, discrimination and other issues that came along. But that was one of the discussions. And as you brought up too with the speed humps in certain areas, you still do a vote. I mean, would you send it out to also the houses? Everybody, there has to be a majority on the street, if I'm not mistaken. Besides the regular criteria of the length of the street, straightaway, and everything else.
right, if it met the criteria, I know that's what,
I think we did in the past.
started
We,
to take, yes.
because everybody wants it until the bump is in front of their house,
Yeah.
making those
Roof.
noises, and then it becomes an
Then your
issue.
phone rings.
Yeah. And then just one other question, Denise, I know you had mentioned last year during about solar panels.
Yeah.
Is there anything going on with that right now?
Not yet. We didn't get to it.
Okay.
This is month 10. I know that we've done a lot of work. I've had some preliminary conversations with Mr. Quick, but nothing really to speak about. Even if you had questions, I wouldn't be in a position to answer them because I don't know fully about what's involved yet. But there has been other things that this committee has.
No, I'm well aware of that.
No, we haven't gotten there yet.
Okay, thank you.
Well, in regards to that, I mean, I have been looking at some slides because we had discussed this at a meeting. And I have taken some photos to show you of other townships I've seen, projects that they did and the way they did it that I thought was, possibly work for us. So we, we should
Look
that.
up again, obviously.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anything else? Seeing none,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?